Okay, letting everybody in.
I'm like, no.
Transmitter for that location.
Good afternoon, everybody. Please mute yourself.
Well, he just said that he can't have that on there.
Like, I know, that's why I'm calling you, right?
Let's give this just a minute for people to filter in. All right. Well, I think we can go ahead and get started here. Might have a few stragglers, but we should be okay. So good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our EAP training for bulk fuel vendors. So just kind of a couple of notes here. So we are going to be recording this. So we'll be able to share this out, share the cards out afterwards, probably later this week. But I just want to encourage everybody to, raise your hand, put questions in the chat, all that kind of stuff. So, get your questions out. There'll be multiple times throughout this where I'll have places to stop. But I think I only have 20 something cards. So this isn't going to take 37 cards, but it probably won't take that long. So feel free to, raise your hand or put your questions in the chat. So, but yeah, more in here. So cool. So for those of you that don't know, so my name is Henry Lowry. I'm the vendor analyst here at IHCDA on the EAP program. If you're here, you've probably heard from me before, so that's good news. Yeah, welcome. Let's, man, got lots of people filtering in. So yeah, but yeah, let's get started. Okay. So today we've got some updates for this upcoming program, well, this current program year. We're a few days in now. We're going to go over some of the common questions and issues that I receive. We're going to go over some contact protocols, and then we'll have even more space for Q&A. But just as a reminder, raise your hand, put questions in the chat, and there'll be plenty of spaces to stop and answer those. So just kind of a quick reminder of our timeline. So the season started on the 1st of October. That's when the application opens to everybody. So everybody in the state. So that's when our agencies won't even begin in-person appointments until next month. But they're taking applications now. So also on November 1st, that's when the transmittals can first be sent. They cannot be sent before then. And that's when also your clients will find out we'll begin to find out whether they're approved or not. So find out their eligibility status. So moratorium does not apply to bulk fuel vendors, so we can skip those. And then April 20th at 5 p.m., that's the end of the application period. That's the same as last year. So we are cutting the season short a month again this year. May 4th is by all incomplete EAP applications must fully be processed. May 18th is the last day for our agencies to submit transmittals for payment. And then by June 1st, we want all vendors to be reconciled. So, yeah. Okay. So let's go over some of the hot topics that I've been getting questions on or things that are coming up. So as many of you know, there has been a federal government shutdown that is ongoing right now. So the statement that we're supposed to share is that we are continuing our normal business operations, that our office is open and our agency continues to accept federal fund draws and it processes claims. So at this time, we actually don't expect any disruption of services. And, as things change or if they change, you will all hear from me. So, yeah. So nothing too much to worry about there as far as our program goes. So everything else up for debate. So another thing that is new is that we are no longer working with Community Family Services or CFS for EAP as an agency. I actually don't even know what their status is right now, but we're no longer using them. A lot of the surrounding agencies in that area are picking up the outreach in that area. So that's kind of an ongoing thing. So things may change there, but that's kind of where we're at this moment. 211 is still active, but they are no longer accepting EAP applications telephonically. So I think for the last year or two, they've been able to do that. We're no longer partnering with them to do so. However, I do want to say that 211 is still a great resource for your clients. And if you have a client that is in crisis and you do send them to 211, that 211 will still be able to help them find other resources and can also get them to the right agency to get applied for EAP. So still a great resource. They just can't do the phone applications anymore. That's all. So, and then I just kind of want to remind everybody that right now our schedule looks like that you can't receive transmittals until November 1st, but that we don't expect any payments until until December. So just keep that in mind as we're moving through this. So yeah. Some other big news. So we are piloting a new tech system. So we are piloting that area where the former CFS territory was. So that includes the counties of Adams, Blackford, Huntington, Jay, Randolph, and Wells. So if you have clients in there, then you are going to be one of our pilot agencies. So we will be training and beginning the onboarding process sometime, I believe, next week. I'm going to be sending out training invites later on in this week. And then we will be working on that training, working on that onboarding as we move later into the fall. So this is just kind of the kickoff, basically. So there'll be more information of that coming out soon. So all other counties and utilities are going to continue to use our legacy EAP Connect system. So everything else will be the same for everybody else. And then, then we'll do a full tech rollout next summer. And so there'll be even more information coming on that later. So, so for the utilities that have clients in these counties, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 counties or whatever, you will be working in both systems. So just so you know, so if you have clients that are in those counties and outside of those counties, you'll be working in 2 systems. So hopefully that doesn't scare you too much. It's a pretty easy system to work in. So a lot easier than our old one. I'll say that. But yeah. All right, just got through the hot topics. Do we have any questions? Okay. Yep, like I said, feel free to raise your hand function, throw them in the chat. Yeah. Okay. So let's go and get into some of our common questions and issues. Credit balances. So this is the same as last year. So we did make a reduction in it. So for bulk deliverable fuel utilities, any client with a $500 credit balance makes that client ineligible for benefit dollars. So that doesn't become ineligible for the program, just for the benefit dollars. So those clients can then return to their local agency as long as it's within the program year and they've fallen below that maximum credit balance. So just FYI, we get a lot of questions on that. Okay. So let's talk about the overpayment and refund summary form. So this is really, really important. This is probably the #1 question that I get, and we're still not getting great usage out of it. Basically, the short end of it is at any time you are going to return funding to IHCDA, we need it to include this form. We have to know what that money is for. We have to know when it's from and which clients it's for. All that information is necessary for our accounting. Without it, it's nearly useless. So, and it all has to be returned. So please follow along with this. So yes, so the overpayment refund summary form is now required to be used. So it makes it easy and uniform for all vendors to provide information when sending back refunds. Using these forms immensely helps our claims and fiscal staffing in tracking and accounting for returned benefits and make sure they're applied to the correct grants. And this is in an aim to reduce the waste of public taxpayer funds. And then using these forms also speeds up benefit transfers so that when a client moves to a new utility, they can get their benefits sent to the new utility. And then this can always be found on our resource page. So this is kind of what it looks like. So again, this is on our resource page. If you have questions, you can just email me. I'll send it to you. Any way we can get usage of this form. So just really want to hammer this home. Please use this moving forward. Okay. Probably my number 2 question. What are unallowable expenses for EAP? So EAP funds may not be applied to deposit fees, commercial business accounts, garbage, water, or sewer bills, unsafe heating devices, service or insurance plans, repayment of fraud or theft losses, tampering charges, setting an LP tank, or any optional service or expense not directly related to residential energy consumption or delivery. EAP funds must provide a continuing service, and a vendor may not accept EAP funds for a closed or inactive account and apply them to an outstanding amount owed unless that account is then restored. So this list is not exhaustive. If you have questions, if you're unsure, please just shoot me an email. And then we can talk about it. That happens pretty often. I'd like to continue to build this list out, but I can't know what those items are unless you communicate them to me. So yeah, please let me know if you have questions. Okay. And then just kind of a quick note for bulk fuel vendors during this time. So we kind of ask that you work with your clients to maximize their EAP benefit. So for example, encouraging clients to take their full deliveries during business hours so that or not on the weekend to avoid any unnecessary fees and charges. That's kind of a way to keep the fees from eating up their benefit. So obviously exceptions must be made if this client is in crisis. If the client needs heat, the client needs heat, no question about it. So, but just be thoughtful when you're handling and be good stewards of these funds. That's what we're asking here. So, yeah. Okay. So another question I get all the time is about data sharing and cooperation. So by signing our MOA, you agree to cooperate with IHCDA and all of our local agencies regarding sharing any information about EAP applicant accounts, including their energy consumption, payments, disconnect prevention, restoration of services, arrearage amounts, account status, and any other EAP related data. So clients sign a waiver every application. And if your legal department needs that information and needs that language, please let me know and I can send it to you. So this collection of data is federally mandated, so that's why it's pretty buttoned down in our MOA. So just know clients, they agree to share that info. Our agencies are just trying to get them assistance. So the least amount of pushback we can get and hoops we have to jump through, the better. So if you have questions, I'm happy to work with you, happy to work with your legal department, whatever it takes. So just let me know. Okay, just blasted through a bunch of that. So if we have any questions, I'll take them. All right, quite a bunch today. Okay. Let's talk about our transmittal process a little bit. So transmittals are our official record of the benefit for which clients have been approved. So this is the data sheet that you receive from our agencies, has client names, account numbers, all that that you approve and sign off on, right? So these are our official records. So If there's ever a discrepancy between a pledge received from an LSP and the amount on transmittals, the transmittal amount is actually considered correct. Transmittals are not valid for payment until they've been signed by both a representative from our agencies and a representative from the vendor. And any changes made to the transmittal need to be made prior to its execution. So if you need edits made, send them edits. We've encouraged all of our local agencies to send transmittals once a week. So it's always the utility vendor's responsibility to fully review the transmittal before signing it. You should ensure accuracy of the client name, service address, account numbers, make sure they're currently active and they're not, well, this is bulk fuel, so they wouldn't be disconnected. So, but just make sure they're an active client. If there are any errors or accounts that need to be removed, it's your responsibility to mark them directly on the sheet or electronically on the sheet and then adjust before signing and returning. And all utility vendors are required to return their transmittals within 7 days. We would hope it would be much quicker than that. But we understand vacation days get in the way. But yeah, please get those turned in as quickly as possible. Pledges must be applied at the time of transmittal, so not payment. So some vendors have agreements with their local service provider to deliver fuel at the time of the pledge, and we support that move. So. Okay. If a local agency discovers an error has been made in benefit or eligibility determination, the LSP may award the client additional funds or submit a negative transmittal, which will include an overpayment remittance form. So just kind of digging that out a little bit. So LSPs can award additional funds at any time, but an overpayment remittances must be submitted within 60 days of initial approval. And if an overpayment remittance is received more than 60 days following initial approval, you can inform the LSP that the window to request the remittance has lapsed. So just a few more things on here. So when a utility vendor receives a negative transmittal, they are to follow the same transmittal procedure. So that means reviewing for accuracy, signing. After returning the signed negative transmittal to the LSP, the vendor also signs the overpayment remittance. And then that is sent with a check to IHCDA, where those funds will be reinvested into the program. So if there are any additional charges left, the vendor can charge those to the client. So that is allowed. And again, I mean, if there's questions on this, please let me know and we can walk through it. So yeah, so just another reminder. So just to keep payments on time, we ask that all vendors return their signed transmittals to LSPs within 1 week of receipt. You will receive notifications of payments from reset@ihcda.in.gov. That will include the list of transmittals that are included on it. And then you are to use that to inform who's getting what payments. So please remember that no LIHEAP funds are ever to be released back to the customer. This is also a common question. All unused funds, when a client closes their account, needs to be sent back to IHCDA, including the form, within 60 days of an account closing. Okay, so funding should never go out to clients. Okay, went through that one pretty fast too. So any questions? Okay. Let's talk about the vendor portal a little bit. So our current vendor portal in EAP Connect allows all transmittals to be sent, edited, signed, returned, and monitored all online. You'll get an email reminder when there's a transmittal that's ready. We have training guides available. If you would like access to this or you would like assistance with it, just please email me or the vendor's inbox. And just so this will be the last year for this program. So we're building out similar capabilities in the new system. So all that will be online. There's client lists in there, there's client status in there, there's all sorts of data that's available. And we're working to build that out in the new one. But yeah, so if you want access to that, just let me know. Okay, vendor guide and other resources. So we do have a vendor guide online. That, including all of our training PowerPoints and videos, are online. They're on our resource page. Vendors are encouraged to consult our vendor guide first when you have questions on policies or procedures. We really built this last summer, I believe, to be a useful guide for basically all the most common questions that we get. So it's a great resource to start. I think it's very easily laid out. And so if you're new to this program, or if you hire somebody that's new to this program, or just need a refresher, that's a great way to just kind of quickly flip through and get a lot of helpful, useful information. So it's always on our resource page. If you just Google IHCDA, go to the EAP program page, you can find the vendor resource page as well. So, and if you can't find it, let me know. I'd be happy to share it to you. Okay. Oh, we got a question in the chat. Felicia asked, sorry to backtrack. I heard you say when we return funds to IHCDA, it needs to be returned with a form. Where can we locate this form? So that form is also on our resource page. It's the EAP vendor resource page. If you can't find that on Google, or the IHCDA website, just email me and I can get you a link to it. And I can get you that form. It's a PDF, or I'm sorry, it's a download. And so you can just keep a copy of it on your desktop or wherever, or just come get it anytime you need it. So just shoot me a message and I can help you find it if you can't. Good question. All right, vendor monitoring and performance measures. Vendor monitoring. The purpose is to ensure compliance with the LIHEAP program by each utility vendor. It's also an opportunity to improve processes and let us know where areas of confusion or additional assistance are needed. Vendor monitoring is federally mandated by the LIHEAP statute and is included in our MOA. All vendors that participate in the state of Indiana's LIHEAP program are subject to vendor monitoring. And this monitoring is conducted by a desktop review, which means, it's all digital. I'm not coming to your offices and looking through your cabinets. So this is kind of how the process works. Utility vendors are sent a 30-day letter notifying them of when the monitoring begins. This will include documentation that will need to be filled out. Vendors are required to submit requested documentation prior to the start of the monitoring session. Then you're also required to fill out a utility supplier survey, which tells me a little bit about your processes, make sure you're following the right rules. And all vendors being monitors receive an assessment completion report within 30 days of completing the review. So pretty straightforward. So just some best practices for this situation. Or for monitoring. So we would encourage you to write written processes to promote consistency and program integrity. We encourage you to perform internal quality assurance edits on EAP customer accounts. Make sure there's no unallowable expenses used, things like that. Vendors should create a system to ensure that unallowable expenses are not being paid to use EAP funds. Vendors should create a 3-year record retention and destruction policy for all EAP documentation, including electronic documentation. So let me repeat that. You have to have a 3-year retention policy. That means anything involving this program must be kept for 3 years, not as paper. You can keep it digital. That's fine. In fact, don't print anything if you can help it. Vendors should strive to meet all reporting deadlines. This allows us to fulfill our federal reporting requirements and to make effective program changes. One other thing we encourage is actually putting EAP information up on your website. So having a link to our page that shows clients where they can get assistance, or where their local agency is. That's a great thing to link. Just having general information about it is great. I would just ask that you update it every year and make sure your links work and your information's accurate. After all, if a client's having issues paying their bill, they're probably going to be on your website, so not a bad idea. Great way to get them some assistance. And then let's talk about performance measures. So performance measures data is mandated by the LIHEAP statute as well. So every year we ask several vendors to submit performance measures data, which includes providing annually energy usage and costs for all customers who have received LIHEAP benefits. And then we cross-reference that data with our annual income calculations. So the purpose of that data is to demonstrate a reduction of energy burden and to assist us in crafting policy. And that is also something that gets submitted to our federal partners. So if you receive that request, please do your best to return it in a timely manner. We should have a pretty good return, but just let me know if you have questions when those days come up. Okay. Any questions? Right. So we're just going to quickly go over who should be contacted and when. So your local agency should be contacted with questions about specific clients or households, questions about a client's benefit, questions about submission of transmittals, confirming application status if you can't find it online, notification of suspected customer meter tampering or unauthorized use when the customer is an EAP client or applicant. Those are the types of questions that should go to your agency. Questions that should come to me. Questions about payments that you're unable to answer after reviewing your transmittals and your claim approval emails. Questions about moratorium or MOA terms. Any general issues you're having with your local agencies. Follow up on a refund or energy benefit transfer. Or suspicion of fraud or misconduct at the agency level. And actually, we've done that before. So if you suspect that, let me know. So any assistance for clients. So really, clients should almost never be referred to IHCDA. All of those referrals should go to their applicable agency or to 211 to help them find it. So 211 if they need to find their agency or for general assistance, or you can refer them to our website that has their information on where they can find their agency. So yeah, please don't hand out IHCDA's contact info to clients. That has happened. That's not very helpful. That just kind of sends them in a circle, and instead send them to their agency where they can get direct help as quickly as possible. So yeah. Yep. So just a couple other items. We have a dedicated vendor inbox now. We've had it for a couple years now. It's just vendors@ihcda.in.gov. You may also still hear from our EAP inbox, which is just eap@ihcda.in.gov. And just in general, what I'll say is, if you're having issues, whatever they might be, issues with your agency or transmittals or payments, whatever it is, let me know. I think if you're in doubt, loop us in. If you're having communication issues with your agency, loop me in so I can see it. Maybe I can help. Try to put that out there. But yeah, I want to be available for these to help you smooth over and make this a seamless process. So yeah. Okay. So this is my second to last card. So we got a little bit of space here. If you've got questions, you can put them in the chat. You can raise your hand. Yeah, I'm trying to answer any questions you guys have and then give you some time back today. I'll give this a minute. Angela. Go ahead, Angela. There we go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
When will these slides be available for us to print off?
I'm hoping by the end of the week. So barring something coming up, I should have them out by the end of the week.
Okay. And the video as well?
The video as well. Yep, same time. And then we will also, all of this will be hosted on that resource page throughout the rest of the season as well.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it for today. I mean, I can hang around and answer any questions that we have left, but thank you all for attending. I think this is the third year of this program for me. So, I see all the hard work you all are doing for Hoosiers. I appreciate it. They appreciate it. Your clients appreciate it. Our agencies appreciate it. So keep that up. Let us know if there's anything we can help with. I hope you all have a great season. I'd say, yeah, but let me know if there's anything we can help with. I hope everybody has a great day. Thanks all. Oh, Misty, I'm sorry, I just saw this. Misty asked, what is the approximate benefit amount clients will receive this year? Oh, good question. I think that average is around 600. It could be, it's somewhere between 400 and 600. I don't have that number off the top of my head. I'm sorry. I hope that helps. Yeah, I'll hang around for a few minutes. If there, yeah, you're welcome. If there's more questions, I'll answer them. Thanks, Jenny.